Today I'm sharing how to whitewash furniture as part of this DIY cedar chest makeover. So let's get to it. First, I sanded the old finish off with my power sander. I sanded it all down with 100 grit sandpaper first, trying to go slow and without putting much pressure on the sander so I didn't leave any marks from the sander. Then I sanded with 150 grit sandpaper and finally with 220 grit sandpaper. For the edge detail, I used a coarse foam pad to sand the curves without changing the shape of them. It didn't really get close into the detail, so I went back with some folded up pieces of paper to get some of the stain off there. Then I moved on to the legs to try to get them to match the top of the cedar chest. I tried to recreate the look of the stain in the corners and tight spots by brushing a little tiny bit of antiquing glaze into those areas. It definitely looked really rough at this point. But after the glaze dried, I sanded the legs down kind of like I would if there was a wood stain that I needed to sand off. And then they still looked rough. But I still had one last step to hopefully make them look good. First, I wiped a coat of my favorite water-based poly on the legs and the top of the cedar chest. While the top coat dried, I mixed up a batch of whitewash. I used this cathedral taupe color from Fusion that I had on hand. And I mixed a little bit of the paint with water to thin it out quite a bit. I really like using a creamy colored paint for whitewash instead of a stark white paint. You can use basically any type of water-based paint to make a wash. Fusion is just the kind that I had on hand in the right color. After the top coat was dry, I brushed the whitewash onto the legs and the top of the cedar chest. I've been asked so many times why I would add a top coat before I whitewash, and really the top coat just acts like a really thin barrier to help the whitewash from soaking into the wood too fast. But since it's so thin and over raw wood, it doesn't repel the whitewash at all, and the whitewash still soaks in pretty fast. So after I brushed on the whitewash, I quickly wiped the whitewash back off as fast as I could. I tried to leave the whitewash in the details as much as I possibly could to help blend the stain that was left in the details, but not cover it. The top of the cedar chest was a little bit more difficult because it was a much larger surface, but I tried to brush it on as quickly as possible so I could wipe it off as fast as I could. I didn't think about it much before I started to brush the wash on, so I started on one side, then moved to the other side. If I would have been thinking before brushing it on, I would have worked along the entire back part first, brushing it on in about a 4-inch section from the back. Then I would have wiped it off in that area before brushing on the next 4-inch section. That way, I would have been able to brush it on and then wipe it back off quicker. So when I wiped off the whitewash, it soaked in way too fast in some areas, making it really hard to wipe off. I tried using a baby wipe to help wipe it off, and it worked a little bit, but it looked pretty splotchy. So I just decided to wait for it to all dry, and then once it was dry, I sanded the whitewash away where it was too thick. Sanding it worked really well, and it helped smooth out the raised grain that I had created too. To finish it all off, I sprayed the whole cedar chest with 3 coats of my favorite water-based poly top coat. I love the added durability of the top coat, and my paint sprayer makes it so easy to top coat everything. Just a quick reminder, here's what it looked like before, and here's what it looks like now. Make sure to like and follow us for more furniture makeovers and tips.